I wrote something.
Okay.
That has been very challenging for me to write. And it was really difficult to try and distill everything down into one thing that I could present to you. And I just wanted the opportunity for you to experience directly what it is I do.
Okay.
And not all of it is going to be easy to hear. Like, I mean, there'll be some difficult stuff to hear, but
I totally understand.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm hoping it's something that will help heal the space that exists between us that keeps us apart.
All right.
There were always words, even when there was no one there to teach me what they meant. Even when the ones I needed most bent themselves into hooks that got caught in my throat, I wrote down the ones I couldn't bring myself to say. Kept them polished and true for the someday that is finally here. I don't mean to dig up the past, just let me clear the cemetery out of my throat. Because there's some things you should know. You should know that every word I ever wrote has been in rehearsal for the now that is finally upon us. I don't mean to put up a fuss about love, I just wonder. Is there a plot of land in the territory of your heart for me? Is there a place where we can lay our regret to rest peacefully? You should know that as a child I planted drops of blood into the ground like seeds, hoping I could grow your ghost and finally have a reason for your disappearance. Where were you? Who were you too busy being that seeing me was backburnered for so long that I eventually caught fire? That I became a spire of flame you were too scared to reach out to for fear of being burned. In your absence, I learned a recipe for an inferno that turned everything it touched into ashes that refused to fall apart. Others called it stubbornness. I called it conviction. I rubbed words together, understanding that friction was the ingredient needed for the ember that would grow the blaze in my chest. I pressed my hands into the world and wondered if the mark I left would be big enough for you to finally notice me. We both made broken into a work of art we could not bring ourselves to look upon because we helped sculpt it. You gave me half this heart, but I'm the one who learned how to make it love. I'm the one attempting to shove my way to the front row to the concert of your apology just to leave a note at your feet that says you don't have to be sorry. All I want is to hear your side of my story. Give me my origin. Because up until now, it's been lost in the fire I became anytime anyone ever asked where my name came from. When you tell them you don't know, the conversations go from hello to goodbye in the time it takes to make an excuse good enough to make walking away easy. You should know that existence has historically not been my favorite activity. It has not been my best subject. The things your absence made me feel became 3 dots I learned to connect out of order, so let's start with the second. The second thing I ever felt was ugly. The first thing I ever felt was unwanted. The third thing I ever felt was haunted by the belief that the first thing I felt was a belt around my neck that would never loosen. That the gruesome solitude of the hush between us would leave me hanging from this breaking branch of our family tree. Tell me how many graveyards make up the acreage of skeletons in our closet. And I'll tell you how words have become the composite artist I use while trying to draw a face for the missing person of our relationship. Tell me that the beginning of us is not the end of the world. That the python curled around your voice is dying. Tell me that the words in you have been trying to escape for decades, and that there are parades of noise ready to march through the quiet that sprouted up between us like a mountain neither one of us believed we could climb. Tell me we can recycle clocks and stop wasting time. I'm done with the heartbreak of us. I've read the world, and there are parts that make me smile. Chapters like a sundial that can tell time at night. There are stories born in the dark who grow up knowing they have to make their own light. There are magicians who practice sleight of heart, so no one will know which life their love is in. It's right here. I know I'm not supposed to tell, but you want to know how I did it. I hid it in the words we haven't said to one another yet. Laid it evenly across the alphabet so that each letter could support the long, heavy weight we've both been ready to let go of for the better part of ages. I carved it into the pages I wear like skin, wrote hope across my body, hoping it would hold all my red ink in. When there was no one, there were words. Words to plug the holes in my sinking suspicion that blame would only ever offer to sink us rather than keep us afloat. There were words that wrote themselves into rescue boats looking for survivors under the wreckage of our story. Words became the diamonds I mined from a quarry of depression so fathomless a sea monster has been said to live in it. I know I shouldn't swim there, but I find things in its depth. I found music in the way others volunteer to complete the unfinished architecture of my heart. Kindness in the shine that radiates from those who taught me to chart my escape from darkness. Bravery in a kiss laid upon me like grace stumbling into the long fall of love. I have found virtue in the kind of friendships that risk sailing with me in these waters. I have seen enough of doubt to know that it becomes the beast that slaughters trust and leaves wet shreds of dignity hanging from its greedy teeth. So I planted gardens beneath my feet to grow my stride towards you. Kept an ocean behind my eyes, believing it could extinguish the flames I've been wearing and stop us both from burning. I am learning to reach into the dying womb of ugliness and pull beauty from the mausoleum it's been trying to become. Sometimes I find rescue in my own hands. Sometimes the pen moves as if the commands I give it sound more like pleas. Like I am begging words to assume the shape of a love I cannot use them to explain. They do their best. But growing up without you, the machinery in my chest rusted out like a storm drain beneath a sky that would not stop raining. So here I am, chaining lightning to my thunder and standing under our family tree, hoping I can salvage your pulse with my electricity when there was no one. And there was often no one. There were words, but none of them will ever echo as violently as the ones left unspoken. None of them will ever shake our hearts to broken quicker than the ones we never say. I made words my friends, hoping that if I got to know them well enough, they would help me change our story. I'm sorry I can't rewrite our beginning. But there are better endings to be had. Growing up, I learned to love words. I'm told my first word was Dad.